What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tanker, and welcome to part one of turn one for Red Storm Rising's Operation Red Storm. Operation Red Storm. All right, so going through the rules a little bit more, I realized that air combat for both sides takes place at the same time and at the very beginning of the turn. So I've decided going forward that I will do that, though I technically had already started because on the first turn and first turn only, the U.S. can deploy their stealth fighters for either air superiority or tactical missions and not have to face any enemy air defenses or enemy fighters to break through. And so the F1, the F-19s attempted to take out the Soviet mainstays. They were not successful in the north, but they were successful in the south. So, and mainstays or AWACS give a +1 to all their aircraft. All right, so now we'll go into the air combat. So the Soviets will go first. Here in the northern sector, they have an AWACS, so all these aircraft will get a +1. Whoops. Will get a +1 to their combat rating. And then what will happen is that with the yellow numbers, you'll roll 2 dice, and for the black numbers, you'll roll 1. And so then what ends up happening is that if I roll 2 dice with this MiG, and I get, because it has an AWACS, it gets a 5. And you roll 2 dice, if both dice come up under 5, it will destroy this fighter. If only one of them hits, the fighter becomes damaged, but then this aircraft still gets another chance to attack it as well to either eliminate it, or to eliminate it. And then since this is at 5, if I roll a 5, there's no damage. The aircraft is technically aborted, but then this aircraft still gets to fire it as well. So let's give it a test. Okay, so we have these 2 dice. All the dice I'm going to roll twice just to try and get some randomness to this. So we're looking at 5s or higher. Okay, so we rolled a 3. So that means this aircraft is technically damaged right now. So we will flip it over. Oh, sorry, that was 6. So now we'll flip it over for 4, which means that one's probably not damaged. Let me double check some of these. Whoa, hello. Some of these flipped over. Okay, all right. So far he's damaged. So right now he's at hit and abort. And then we will launch the second aircraft. Let's see. 8 and 5. So it's still hit because it's a 5, it has hit at its rating, so it doesn't cause damage, it just aborts the aircraft. So this fighter will be hit and aborted. Alright, now we go to the next fight, which is this one. Alright, that's a 4 and a 10, so he's damaged. So he is hit and aborted. Next one. This one is also hit and aborted. Down to this one. And we got 8 and 10. So this fighter made it through. And then finally in the northern sector we have this one for 4. Let's see what we get. 2 and 6. So this fighter is also hit and aborted. Now these aircraft will get to shoot back. And I believe they still I think they shoot back at their reduced rating. Sorry about this, guys. Let me just double check here real quick. Where is it? Okay, air combat is simultaneous. Oh, air combat is simultaneous, so they'll still get their full. So they will still get their full attack rate until the end. From what I see, they will still get their full attack rating until the end of the turn, and then they will be damaged. So I'll put these down here real quick. So I'll flip all those back. All right, now let's go to the southern group. Now this one, there's no AWACS, so they don't get the +1. So these are at. So we got the first one at 4, 7, 10 miss. Second one, 5 and 1. Okay, so that caused a hit and abort. Here, 9 and 6, no effect. This one's at a 4. 5 and 10 miss. All right, now we're at, whoa. Ooh, triple threes. So that is an abort. And then finally this guy. 6 and 6, miss. Okay, so that's the first round of combat. So now we can set up the next round, or now we set up the Allied round. Okay, so our aircraft did take some hits, so we are going to have to figure this out. Now I want to try and go for the best that we can, so we're gonna try and double up on everything. These two will go after him. You two will go after him. And you... Well, actually, the ones with 2s, I think we'll take the risk. Because we have a better chance of getting the double hits that we need. So we'll try and do that. Or if anything, I'll... No. Okay, so that's the north. And then down here in the south... I should have done this a little differently because now all of a sudden... Okay. So... I know he's at 6, but I just want to make sure that I don't forget because I all of a sudden feel like I already forgot who was already damaged over here. Crap. And so you're not damaged, you're just aborted. Anyways, you were aborted. You were hit and damaged. So let's see here. We'll tag team these two black. We'll tag team these. No, actually, that should be fine. No, we'll tag team these two black ones on that one. You'll go after that one. And then we'll tag team these two on him. So you'll back off. You'll back off. You'll back off. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Or no. Why am I doubling up? No. Don't double up. We got a good chance here. All right. First roll. We get a +1, so we get 7s. What do we got here? 6 and 2. All right. Eliminated. This one. Whoops. Uh, 5 and 7. So it's damaged. So he's damaged and aborted. So I'll flip him. Okay, then we got this one. We're at 6s. Was that 5 and 3? Awesome. Eliminated. Next one. Okay, 6. 1 and 9, so he's damaged and aborted. Now, this single fighter at 5. 9, miss. Okay, now we come down to the southern sector. All right, that's going to be a 7. So these attacking at 7. 10 and 8, miss. All right, so then we got this one. Okay, we'll roll the American F-16 at 6 first. 10, miss. French fighter at 4, miss. Okay, then the American fighter at 6 again, 7, miss. French fighter at 5, 2, he's hit and aborted. And then this guy, so then I know you were aborted, you're hit and aborted, but you're at 4, plus 1 for 5. Alright, and this one is aborted. Flip you, come back. Alright, so that should be the end of air missions. Once that is done, once air-to-air combat is completed, we determine air superiority, which it's going to be contested skies. And then the tactical air missions, air superiority affects the chance that air units assigned to tactical missions will be damaged or aborted. So that'll come down here, which then we'll roll a dice for each aircraft as far as every aircraft that is going into the tactical missions will get these. So we'll have contested air superiority, so it will have to go through this. So I suppose we could do, how do I want to do this? So it's 1 dice each. God, they should have had this more. Should have had it put down here. So we have contested skies 1 to 3, aborted 4 to 5, hit but mission can be performed 7 and 8, aborted 8 to 10, perform no hits. Okay, we'll start down here. All right, 2, so that was hit and aborted. Next, 3, that's also hit and aborted. Next, 4, that I believe was hit but mission performed. So it is hit, but it will perform its mission. Next, so now we go down to the south here. 9, all right, mission can be performed. 1, that was hit and aborted. Yes. And then finally, the final aircraft. It's a 9. All right, so the Soviets will have 2 tactical aircraft available, which then they will move down here and get to support one of the attacks down here. And then, so this aircraft can only handle the northern sector. There is a line to demarcate what's what. So they'll have 1 tactical aircraft to support the northern sector, and then they'll have 2 aircraft to support their southern sector. All right, so now over to the United States, the Allied forces. Let's see what we get. All right, the A-10. 9 gets to make it. The other A-10. 10 gets to make it. That Apache. 3, that is hit and aborted, I believe. Yes, hit and aborted. And then the final Apache. 6. What's 6? 6 is just aborted. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so in the northern sector, the Allies will have 2 A-10s to go into combat with. And then they have 1 in the south. 8, which I believe is mission performed. Yes. All right, so we have sorted out the air stuff, and we will see you guys soon for turn 1 for NATO. So until then, guys, I'll be, well, not until then. I'm just going to combine this video with the turn 1 video. So I'll be back in a little bit with NATO turn 1, or the rest of NATO turn 1, guys. All right, so we're back with part 2 for the Allied turn. The Soviets did see some successes in their turn. Here in the north, they only made a small penetration of the front of the inner German border. Here, well, and they made in the, what am I saying? All right, in the north, they made one little penetration here. Over here, by Kassel and the Fulda River, the Soviets made big gains. They ended up actually taking Kassel, so that is going to be an issue for us. They have broken through here in parts of the American sector, and then have also crossed over from Czechoslovakia. Let's see here. Up here, we have our destroyed units. So the 16th Belgian Mech Brigade was destroyed. The 3rd, the 3rd Danish Mech Battalion. So 2s are battalions, 3s are regiments or brigades, 4 and 5 are divisions. So the 3rd Dane Mech Battalion was destroyed. The U.S. 11th Armored Cavalry was destroyed. The German 10th Panzer Division was destroyed, and the Belgian 1st Mech Brigade was also destroyed. So we have some holes to fill. All right, so first is moving our forces to contact, or moving our forces. I don't want to let the enemy get away, so I don't think I'm going to. Okay, here in the north. All right, so one thing you can do, all units move to, unless you have a wide open space, like say here, in which case then you can go up to 4 spaces, but if you're nearby an enemy unit, you will not be able to move 4, you can only move 2. So up here in the north, I'm going to bring the Dutch 1st Mech Brigade in. I'm going to shift this Dutch unit here. No, I was going to leave this Dutch unit here. And I'm going to bring the 1st British Armor Division, 1, 2, up here to reinforce them. I'm going to move 4th British Armor to Hanover. I'm going to pull the 1st Panzer Division back. Or actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use 4th British Armor and 1st Panzer, and we're going to try and rock the enemy forces here. See if we can't make some damage here. 3rd Armor is going to stay in place to guard Hanover. Down here in the south, 5th and 3rd Panzer Divisions are going to counterattack at Kassel. I need a better position here. I'm going to pull the 12th Panzer back. Bring 1st Mech down. Bring 3rd Armor forward. Here, we're going to pull back behind the river here around Nuremberg. 1, 2. Move the 8th Infantry, U.S. 8th Infantry Division up to Nuremberg. This U.S. 3rd Brigade, well, actually, I'm going to pull these 2 cavalries back. This West German Division. 1, 2. The German 7th Panzer. think we'll pull back across the river. Try and use the river bonus to our advantage. And then down here we'll get the French moving. Wide open spaces. Where do I want to deploy the French? I'm gonna send 2 French division. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll send 2 French brigades to Munich. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll send the other brigades here to help the Americans in their sector. Okay, now we can go into combat. I'll just take one of these dice and clone it. All right, up here in the north, we're not going to do any combat here in the Dutch and Dane zone. Like I said, here in the British zone, we're going to try and push these guys back. So the 4th British Armored Division will attack first. And it'll go in sequence. So first, this Russian 2 will be attacked, and then if he gets destroyed, then if the 4th destroys this, the 4th can try and make an attack against him, and then if he fails, the German Panzer can come in and try and finish the day. Okay. That's a 6, so the 4th British missed. 5th Panzer at 5. Missed. Okay, so that was a failed attack on both parts. That's not good. Down here, we have the attack to retake Castle. Alright, so the 5th Panzer missed. Let's see if the 3rd Panzer has any better luck. 8. Oh, not good. Okay, then we move down into the south. These guys may combat. These guys can't combat. We'll try this one. We'll try here. Miss. And the 4th. Miss. I think that'll be it for attacks. Okay, that'll be it for attacks. So we saw no success in any of our counterattacks. Oh, I forgot to put out my tactical aircraft, which I would have been able to. Oh, I had it. All right, retroactive. So this A-10 would have supported this attack. So let's see if I at least would have damaged it. 2. Okay, so we would have damaged this Russian division. And then our attack here would have been an A-10 here. Sorry about this, guys. That would have been a 1. Now, hold on. I think a 1, it won't kill it, but I think it at least still damages it. But if it's a... Hold on, let me double check. Okay. They cannot eliminate one piece in a space. In a space does not get to attack a second piece. Oh, no, so we will... Okay, so no, we still kill it. Okay, so the headquarters for the 3rd Shock Army has been destroyed. So I'll just put him back over here with his 3rd Shock Army. And then this aircraft, which would have been part of the... which would have been a part of this attack. We're looking for a 5. Alright, 5. Now, what it says something about... Okay. Never causes a unit to retreat. Okay, so I just damaged that 4. So I damaged the 4, but he will not retreat like so like in regular ground combat. If you damage oops. So like say this 2 would have gotten a hit, it would have put a damage marker on him, and then he would have fallen back a space or fallen back to an open space. However, since the aircraft hit, it'll only give it a damage and not an attack and will not force it to retreat. Okay, so that's that. All right, so now we'll pull our tacticals off. And then now we go into reinforcements. So if I remember correctly, the how does it go? Okay, so the how many do you all right, so 3 air reinforcements. Whoops. One, two, three. Okay, I'll take that. So we got another A10 and 2 F4 Phantoms. That's good. F4 Phantoms are fivers. And then we also will get, I think we get 3 reinforcements. Sorry. I'm just double checking real quick. Since we are expanding the game out. Okay, so the allies will get 3 reinforcements. Please get me. All right, we got a Dutch unit, a U.S. unit. All right, so Dutch, Belgian, and French units can only start in their countries, and you have to start them either on a city or in a surrounding city. So we will start this Dutch guy here. French guy will start here in Strasbourg. No, actually, we'll start him north of Strasbourg. And then the U.S. tank, U.S., British, and West German forces can deploy either from any West German city or in a space next to it. So I think, what's our danger area right now? I'm going to deploy the 1st Cavalry Division. I think I'm going to deploy him in Hanover to back up the British around Hanover. Yep. Okay. And then we'll pull the Russians too. So then the Russians, on the first 2 turns, the Warsaw Pact rolls 1 dice and gets that many reinforcements. And then on all subsequent rolls, he rolls 1 die and divides by 2. Oh, God. Please be a low number this first round. For the love of God. Oh, that's going to hurt. And then they also get 1, 2, 3. So I'll put this over here into their air arm. God, they get 10 reinforcements. Eight, 9, 10. Lord, that's going to be rough. But, all right, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to place them. That'll just kind of be something that, because that's technically part of the Soviet turn, not the Allied turn. So the Soviets will get those placed. And that is it. That's going to be it for turn 1, guys. Not really starting out well for the West, but I mean, like I said, some successes for the Soviets, but overall not starting out too well for the West. So that's it for turn 1, and we'll see you guys next time for turn 2. So until then, guys, as always, take care.